After 3 days, Ryoma finished cleaning the pits and managed to remove all poisonous substances. Followed then, Mia was very proud of Ryoma that he managed to clean everything. Ryoma then immediately went to report to Guildmaster Worgen about his completed quest. Ryoma returned exhausted to the Jamil family mansion. On the way home, he remembered how his mother would be waiting for him every morning. When she died, Ryoma was sad because there was no one who greeted him warmly when he came home. Then he opened the door. Eliaria and the others waited for Ryoma's return from his hard work. Ryoma was happy with his life in the new world because he found a loving family and he started to cry. Ryoma thanked them to meet the nice family of Jamil, so Elise and Eliaria hugged him. In that moment, he remembered the warm feeling in his heart that he always felt through his mother. Then Ryoma went to sleep and was finally able to rest and recover his stamina. The next day Eliaria cooked breakfast. She wanted to make Ryoma happy. Her mother and the servants helped Eliaria to surprise him. Then Ryoma thanked for the delicious breakfast. Ryoma tasted Eliaria's cooked food, and Hughes inadvertently made a silly comment and immediately regretted saying anything. After breakfast, Ryoma and the Jamil family are seen on a mountain outside of Gimel. So Ryoma wanted to teach Eliaria to use magic. Following this, Ryoma combined 2 different spells and cast fire magic that sparkled beautifully. Eliaria was impressed. Then Ryoma also showed possible spells with water magic. So Ryoma created bubbles that were flying around them, and Eliaria wanted to learn his spell. Followed Eliaria also managed to create soap bubbles. Unfortunately they burst immediately. So Ryoma gave her advice and she tried to implement his advice. Eliaria tried the spell again, and was now able to make soap bubbles as well. After that, Ryoma showed another spell, and he created a big soap bubble that didn't burst. Everyone was amazed by the bubble, and they enjoyed to play with them. Followed then, Ryoma wanted to show Eliaria more uses of magic. Ryoma then filled the bubble with water, and he could form the body of his bubble to different animals, so he formed a fish that was swimming in the sky. Eliaria thanked Ryoma for his great ideas. Eliaria then practiced using the newly learned spells. After that we see Ryoma. He also learned new spells from the magician Camille. He created fire arrows with his magic, and Ryoma was able to learn the fire arrow spell with ease. He then learned other strong spells, so he managed to learn all spells in just one day, and he had a lot of fun to learn everything. Ryoma learned many spells, and Camille was amazed that Ryoma could learn all the spells in such a quick time. Then Sabas appeared. He wanted to teach Ryoma space magic. Sabas learned that Ryoma could use teleportation magic. As a result, Sabas saw a lot of potential in Ryoma, and he wanted to teach him the warp spell first. Ryoma then learned more spells by Sabas. However, Sabas was able to teach him a lot of useful spells like Dimension Home or Item Box. Followed Ryoma practiced until the evening, and he managed to master all spells shown by Sabas. In the evening Sabas was proud of Ryoma and congratulated him. After that, Ryoma and Seba used warp and returned to the others. The next day, Ryoma and the Jamil family went to the abandoned North Gimel mine. The reason was Eliaria should gain combat experience, because as a nobility, she may have to fight against monsters or bandits in the future. In addition, Ryoma learned that Eliaria will have to attend school after their journey. After they arrived at the mine, Ryoma summoned all of his slimes from his dimension home, and they set out to fight against the monsters in the mine. The knights of the Jamil family told Ryoma and Eliaria that there are traps in the mines, so they should always walk behind them. Then they discovered the first monster. It was Giant Mantis. Hughes wished Eliaria good luck in her fight, so Eliaria tried to defeat the monster with ice arrows. Everyone was worried about her, but Eliaria managed to defeat her first monster. As they walked on, 4 monsters appeared, and Ryoma was allowed to fight as well. He used 2 short swords and attacked the monsters. Ryoma showed off his skills, and he was able to defeat 4 monsters at once with ease. Eliaria was impressed, and the others already guessed that Ryoma is also strong in close combat. As they were about to go back, Eliaria spotted a metal slime. Eliaria wanted to catch the slime, and she used ice magic to stop the slime from running away. Then Eliaria held the metal slime in her arms, and she wanted to gift the slime to Ryoma. Ryoma was happy, and he thanked Eliaria for the new slime. After that he looked at his slimes, and he wanted to feed his metal slime. So Ryoma used his alchemy skills, and he turned the rust on the ground into high-quality metal. Everyone was amazed by Ryoma's alchemy skills, and couldn't believe that Ryoma could create high-quality metal with the red sand. In the evening, Reinbach introduced Ryoma to the merchant Serge Morgan. Followed Ryoma showed him his high-quality metal. Serge was impressed with Ryoma's products, and he wanted to help Ryoma to sell his goods. Then Ryoma asked if Serge could keep his identity as a secret. The Jamil family explained the circumstances to Serge that it could cause many problems if someone knew that the high-quality good were created by a little boy. After that, Reinhardt said that Ryoma should get all the profits. Ryoma was surprised, and the Jamil family all agreed on the decision to give Ryoma all the profits. So Ryoma was happy, and he looked forward to future cooperation with Serge. In the days that followed, all adventurers were called to the guild, and the guildmaster told them that strong monsters were discovered in the mines. The guildmaster wanted that everyone help them to hunt the monsters. Followed, they prepared to wipe out the monsters in the mines. In the next day, Ryoma looked at his slime's abilities, and Eliaria wondered what Ryoma was doing. Ryoma wanted to see what his metal slime didn't like, and he found out that his metal slime is afraid of acid. Then his slime turned into a ball, and while playing the other adventurers wanted to pick him up. So Ryoma sent immediately his slimes back to his dimension home. Eliaria told him to take care of himself on the mission. Following this, Ryoma and the adventurers went to the Gimel mine. Then they saw two different ways, so they split into two groups to destroy all the monsters in the mines. As they went deeper into the mine, Mia wanted to know how many slimes Ryoma tamed. He replied that he had already tamed over 4,000 slimes. The other adventurers couldn't believe that Ryoma could control so many slimes and were impressed by him. Then they encountered monsters, and Ryoma's group got into battle stance. They defeated the monsters with ease. Suddenly they noticed more monsters. So Ryoma suggested to attack the bat monsters with his sound bomb spell. Ryoma then summoned a spell that attacked the monsters with sound waves. As a result, Ryoma managed to defeat all the monsters with just one attack, and they found a mountain full of dead bats. Then Ryoma summoned his sticky slimes, and he ordered them to eat the bats. After all the bats were decomposed by Ryoma's slimes, they decided to going back out of the mine. Suddenly they learned that strong goblins were seen in the mines, which injured the second group of adventurers. The guildmaster had a plan. His plan was that all adventurers surround the goblins. Then the adventurers went back into the mine, and they lured the dangerous goblins. Mia was able to lure the goblins into Ryoma's trap. Followed, the goblins were dissolved in the whole trap with acid, and the survivors defeated with Ryoma the other goblins with magic and poisoned darts. Meanwhile, other adventurers were in the middle of the mine and they were fighting against goblins. Ryoma and his defeated many goblins, but they noticed that their arrows were running out, and that more goblins are appearing. So Ryoma tried to come up with a plan, but unfortunately the number of injuries kept increasing. Sometime later, the goblins got the upper hand, and Ryoma came up with a plan to defeat all of the goblins with his slimes. Followed, Ryoma summoned over 4,000 slimes, and the slimes surrounded the strong goblins in just a short moment. He then used his sound bomb spell, and he was able to immobilize all the goblins. Then he ordered his slimes to fight against the goblins. Ryoma was able to defeat many goblins, and he gave the adventurers a chance to win. Guildmaster Worgen ordered everyone to support Ryoma, and they were highly motivated to defeat the goblins. As a result, Ryoma and his slimes managed to kill the goblins. As they were about to celebrate their victory, the goblin leader appeared. The giant goblins were hiding, and the goblin commander had hog-goblins with him as a backup. Ryoma immediately ordered his slimes to attack, and they managed to win against all the strong goblins. After their fight, the slimes dissolved the goblins' remains, and Ryoma asked everyone to stand around him. Then Ryoma used his cleaner slimes, and they ate up the dirt created by the goblins. Ryoma learned that goblin dirt is hard to clean, and Mia praised Ryoma. Once Ryoma was back outside, he learned from monster researcher Lapin that his slimes are evolved. Room learned that his healing slimes can use high heal now. After that, all adventurers showed up and they thanked Ryoma for his great support today. Ryoma was happy, and they were able to complete their mission successfully. On the way back, the other adventurers learned that the healing slimes only drink water and use photosynthesis to get their nutrients. They also learned that heal slimes are very weak. Everyone said they were surprised at how strong Ryoma was with his slimes, and they all admire him. When night fell, Ryoma wanted to relieve Jeff. He wasn't tired yet, and Ryoma kept him company. Jeff said Ryoma can rest with the other adventurers. Followed, Ryoma remembered his time alone in the forest, and he was glad to have met the Jamil family. Also through them, he was able to meet so many nice people. When Ryoma was dropped off at home, Mia cheered him up to start his own laundry. Then Ryoma told the Jamil family about his successful mission in the mine. They were surprised that there were 2,000 goblins in the mine. Then Ryoma also wanted to talk with them, so he told them about his desire to start his own laundry business. So Eliaria was stunned by Ryoma's decision to be independent, and she wanted to know the reason of his decision to open a laundry. However, Ryoma said he was grateful for the family's love. He replied that he didn't want to continue being spoiled because he didn't want to put any inconvenience on the Jamil family. Eliaria was very sad about his decision, but Elise understood Ryoma that he also wanted to grow up. So Elise accepted Ryoma's decision, but she said that he is only 11 years old, and he didn't need to worry, because everyone of their family loves him. Reinhardt and Reinbach then said that they could already sense his desire to be self-employed, because he was very mature for his age. Then the Jamil family said they would allow them to become a top G. So they made conditions for Ryoma that he should write letters to the Jamil family regularly, and also come visit them often. Ryoma was grateful, and Eliaria also gave him a condition. She said they won't see each other for 3 years, because she needs to go to the Magic Academy. Ryoma should keep her promise to spend a lot of time with her when she has vacations. As a result, Ryoma said that he will not forget her promise. After their conversation, Elise said that until their family leaves town, Ryoma must continue to sleep at the Jamil family mansion. And Ryoma accepted to continue living with the Jamil family. Ryoma then asked how long the Jamil family would stay in the city of Gimel. That's how Ryoma found out about the Grell frogs. They were frogs that could be made into medicine or armor. Reinbach said they only appear at certain times of the year. Ryoma thought that the Jamil family wanted to capture the Grell frogs, so Reinbach replied that they were targeting the Lemoran birds. However, Eliaria showed Ryoma pictures of the beautiful Lemoran birds. Following this, Ryoma was offered to go and look for Lemoran birds with the Jamil family. After that, Reinhardt asked about Ryoma's plan to start his own business. Ryoma then said that he wanted to continue doing quests as an adventurer, and that he plans to open a laundry with his cleaner slimes. Then the maids told that Ryoma's cleaning slime can remove all stains, and they do real wonders. Reinbach wanted to support Ryoma, and he decided to ask Merchant Surge for help, and giving Ryoma advice. Suddenly Reinhardt asked for a favor. He wanted Ryoma to check the mines from time to time, so no more monsters would nest there. The next day, Ryoma visited Serge, and he asked for advice to open his laundry. Serge was impressed with his cleaner slimes, and he saw a bright future for Ryoma's business. Serge recommended Ryoma to register into the Merchant Guild, who can support him. Then Serge wanted to show Ryoma the Merchants Guild, and they drove to Guildhouse in a carriage. In the carriage, Serge said that he is very excited to see Ryoma's first business, and he said Ryoma can always call him for help by questions. Following this, Ryoma met Guildmaster Galessa of the Merchant Guild. Then Galessa found out about Ryoma's business plan, and she liked his idea to open a laundry with his rare cleaner slimes. So she showed Ryoma the registration forms. Also, she showed Ryoma a cheap place to build a store. Later on we see Ryoma. He was surprised that he had found a perfect location for his shop. He told Eliaria about his decision, and Serge offered him to take care of the paperwork for a small fee. Also, Serge suggested that Ryoma should hire employees for his shop. Suddenly Serge told Ryoma that he haven't enough knowledge about to build a business. As a result, Serge wanted to introduce him experienced managers, who can help him with his business. In the days that followed, construction work begins by Ryoma. He used his slimes and immediately set up the foundation of his laundry. So Ryoma managed to set up his laundry in just a short time, and the Knights of the Jamil family helped Ryoma. They said that Ryoma could call them any time for help. The next day, Mia and the other adventurers also showed up. They painted the wall with Ryoma. Mia said she was proud of Ryoma, and the adventurers were excited for Ryoma's laundry to open. Then Wilana said that they will all be regular customers of his laundry, and Ryoma thanked them in advance. After a few days his shop was completed and he named it Bamboo Forest, because he knew that's his chosen name is the perfect one for a top G. Then Eliaria said that Ryoma could still plant flowers to make his shop better. Ryoma loved her idea, and they planted a flower bed. After that, Eliaria worried that Ryoma was working too much. Ryoma replied that he is used to working a lot and doesn't mind. Then Ryoma said that he used to make dolls, and he wanted to give her a self-made doll in the future. Eliaria was looking forward to spending time with Ryoma making dolls. In the evening, Ryoma wanted to do a party to thank all his friends who helped him so much. Suddenly Ryoma decided to go to church, so Ryoma went to church and his soul was transported to the realm of the gods. Kufo greeted Ryoma and he noticed that the other gods aren't there. Kufo told that Lulusha is shopping on Earth, and Gain enjoyed himself at an idol concert. So Ryoma was surprised, and Kufo told him about his own hobbies. Ryoma learned